Well, welcome guys, and thank you so much for joining me here in this space. Today I am guiding you through an empowerment flow. So this is themed around the three warriors, your Virabhadrasana 1, 2 and 3, the last of which being quite a powerful balancing position. These are really powerful and strong to practice not only in a physical sense but also on that mental, emotional level and layer. What they do is they ignite that sense of bravery or courage and a great sense of passion internally and externally. So really great to practice for the daytime to really prepare you to tackle your day or to help you to work through some stuff internally as well if you are facing some challenges. Like all things, if something feels a little bit too deep or too far, come back to the place where you felt movable and breathable. We always work with steps in and steps out so that you can always find that way of working with an element of kindness and great respect for your body. So to commence this practice, we're going to come to find tabletop position. So setting yourself up so that you're in hands and knees with the hands right underneath your shoulders, fingers nicely splayed apart, elbows off lock, and with the inner creases of the elbows facing inward. Knees back and apart so they're underneath your hips. And this is going to help us to guide the body up into our downward dog position. A great preparatory asana for your warriors. So by doing this, we're tucking the toes under. We're going to charge up through the legs by drawing the hips back towards the heels, relaxing the head in between the upper arms, and then rolling the legs up into the position. Now quite often we're a little blocked when we initially lift up into that, so it's stepping the feet back or pivoting them a little behind you that's going to allow you to find that lovely little length again to really stretch out quite deep. Don't be concerned if by stepping back your heels aren't actually in contact with the floor, so the goal is to find the length rather than to feel that you have to press the heels and make contact with the floor. So here we're continuing to draw that beautiful energy from the hands up through both arms into the apex of your hips and then again down through both legs. If you are, however, experiencing some tightness in your legs, you might like to slowly now start to cycle them. There's no rush. Just slow and smooth, loosening up into those muscles a little bit more. I quite like to add a little swivel throughout the hips and shoulders as I do that. Just moving nice and gently. And then after a few repetitions, just holding into the position again, drawing back, observing how it feels for you. Then having a look now at the space between your hands, a little bend of both knees, and then slowly stepping forward into that space. So when you arrive there, we're going to set the feet to be roughly that hip distance apart, big toes slightly angled in, and just allowing the hands here to dangle down towards the floor. They might be hovering into the air, or you might be holding onto your legs, wherever they feel comfortable to go. Rolling them chin in towards the chest, just creating that nice deep release into the upper spine and the back of the neck. And just seeing here if you can shift the body weight a little more forward into the big toes. Your lovely arms at this stage can cross over, finding your elbows, adding a little more weight into the stretch. This will also help target the side body, so at the intercostals here, at the rib cage, helping to create some more space and expansion. Breathing away gently. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then after that last breath out, just adding now a nice little bend to the knees, placing both hands here to your lower back. And as you press in, we're going to start to roll up. So nice and slowly from the base of spine to mid-spine, upper back, your neck, and of course then your head. When you're all the way upright, release, relax, shake out the body, adjust your clothing and feel loose again. So your body's now a little more primed and limber for your first warrior to come into. So we're going to position the body at the front edge of the mat, feet coming in together, and before entering into the lunge, working our Tadasana mountain pose. So hands positioned into Anjali gesture, thumbs connecting to your heart, fingers to the world around you. And just spending some time here to ground down through the feet, to get a connection with the feet, and to feel nice and strong with your legs. So this becomes the foundation for all of your warriors. Your lovely spine then, creating that lightness and lift up through the torso, that beautiful length up through the spine. Relaxing into the shoulders, drawing the shoulder blades in, and if balance allows, the eyes can close. I'm just taking a few breaths here to connect to your body, how you are in this space, in this time. One more deep breath in and out. And then simply blinking the eyes open and placing now the hands to your hips. Bending knees forward, and you're going to take a nice deep step back on your right foot. So a comfortable stance. Straight away rocking and rolling into the feet. So you're wanting to find the right positioning of your feet. Sometimes they need to come a little wider and sometimes they need to be a little longer. So finding that place where you feel balanced but also strong, so you can press down equally through both feet, and then swing your hips towards the narrow edge of your mat. So rather than letting them open outward, they're going to draw around to the left, so facing towards your left foot. Keeping your hips in that position as you anchor down through the back heel. Hands again can come into Anjali and lunging nice and deeply throughout that front knee. Now that'll give you an indication of whether you need a more lengthened stance by creeping those toes forward at the front, or if you've come a little bit too far and you need to shorten your stance. You're wanting to feel like you're not going to be folding forward here with the torso, but lengthening upward. And again, creating that lightness and sense of expansion up through the body. Breathing here. In a moment, I'm going to guide you into the balancing, steadying mudra. This is a great one for inviting that extra length up through the torso. And to do that, we interlace the fingers and thumbs, keeping the index fingers together and extending upward. And then we shoot the arms up above. Quite often it feels a little blocky in the arms, so if you bend and re-stretch, it'll just stop that sort of kinky feeling in turning into the elbows and shoulders. And then easing nice and deep into your warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Breathing here, anchoring down through the feet. Face is focused, eye gaze forward, body breathing. Now if you want to take this a little further, just gazing up above towards your fingers and starting to ease your fingers a little further back behind you. So a slight sway back on the spine, you don't have to come too deep into this. Invigorating the spine further and then coming back into center. After your next breath out, let your hands come apart but keep the arms nice and active. Going to rotate the palms outward here, guiding the arms down to shoulder height and re-extending. Spiraling now around to the right, so opening up across your chest and straight away adjusting into both feet. So pivoting your right foot a little further back behind you, making sure your toes are angled more inward rather than outward. Left foot might come across your mat a little bit more to the center so that you're aligned with the instep of your back foot. And then lunging into your sideways lunge, which brings you into your warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Eye gaze here, can just be soft and steady over your left hand. In a moment, coming into a nice graceful flow with this. So on your next inhale, sweeping the arms upward as your leg straightens. Exhale to sink a little deeper into the lunge. Repeating that through, inhaling, rise, and exhaling, return. One more round, inhaling, And exhaling. Breathing as you hold. This back hand, your right hand is going to flow down, forward, and as you come around, lift your back heel, entering into your warrior one, but now with the back heel lifted. If you feel like that's too deep a stance, soften the elbows to slide the back foot in a little closer to you so you're more steady with your balance. Return into your balancing steadying mudra. And now with all this beautiful length and power, we're going to guide it forward over front thigh. Either holding Virabhadrasana 3 here or taking it further into the full pose. Balancing the weight into front leg and foot. Engaging through the core and back. Lunging again through front knee. Lowering back foot, safe landing. Warrior one. Straightening out your front leg here. And diving forward. Let your hands come apart. We're going to slide down this front leg into Parsvottanasana. So a nice recovery position, stretching out. If you feel like you're locking your front knee, just take it off, lock. Rest your head down here for a few moments. Breathing light. Relaxing the jaw. Lunging now a little deeper so your hands can come down to your floor mat, and then nice light step of the back foot to the front. Hold the fold for a few moments. Nice deep bend of both knees. You're going to sweep the arms out and up. Let them help you lift. Hands meeting together above your head and down to your chest. Let your eyes close. And just absorbing here the power and the fire, the sense of fierceness of your warriors. And in this way, letting your actual worries float away from you. And in a moment, we're going to be entering into the other side. So when you feel comfortable to do so, just blinking your eyes open. Going to bend your knees forward and take now a comfortable step back on your left foot. So you can either do that with hands forward into Anjali or by having those hands on your hips again. So just choosing what feels right for you. Now when you've adjusted into your feet, starting to create that nice deep lunge again, now working into the opposite side. Might feel quite different, you might be a lot tighter on this side or perhaps more flexible. Breathing away. Applying now the balancing steadying mudra and extending tall. If you're taking it a little further with your balance, eye gaze can lift and then ease your fingers a little bit back behind you, semi-back bend. Returning back to your warrior one and perhaps deepening a little bit, still anchoring through your left heel. And your hands now coming apart but keeping arms nice and active. Rotate palms outward and guide the arms down. So just to that shoulder height, re-extend. Spiral around now to your left side. And this is where we adjust into the feet, adjust the stance. Turning the back toes slightly inward. Aligning the front foot to the back instep and lunging. That sideways lunge now. In this one, we're wanting to open left hip more outward. So you're bringing right hip more forward, but try not to bring your knee with you. Keeping your knee directed towards your second and third toes. Entering into that nice flow now. So use your breath in to rise. Straighten out of the lunge. Extend. Exhale to return nice and deep to the position. Inhale, rise. Invite that energy upward. Exhale, return. Nice and controlled. One last round. And holding. So this backhand now, your left hand is going to drop down, allowing you to spiral forward, up and around, but lifting and pivoting around on that back ball of foot. So your heel must lift to do that. Adjust your feet. And again, that reminder, if you feel like your feet are too close to each other or too far apart, adjust yourself. Get into the right position for support and for steadiness. And then arms can raise with the option again for that balancing steadying mudra. Breathe in, start to lengthen forward, reminding you that this might be your Virabhadrasana 3 today, with the back heel just lifted, or take it further into the position. If you find that there might be a wall or anything in your way out in front, hands can return back to Anjali, but otherwise extending those arms forward. Always working with the space around you. Nice deep lunge of your front knee. Safe landing of your back foot. Extending. Breathing. Straightening now this front knee and extending forward and down. So you might find your lovely front leg here. Take the knee off lock. Let your head rest. And breathe steady into the body. Going to deepen now this front lunge so your hands can find the floor. Nice light step up of your back foot. Hang loose into your fold for a few moments. And then with the bend of your knees, let your arms sweep wide, let them lift you. Hands meeting together above and down to your chest. Closing your eyes, breathing steady. And just exploring the general feel within your body and how you are. After your next breath out, blinking your eyes back open. Now you might choose now to come to the floor and have some time for mindful breath work, or just to simply lay down and rest, choosing what you might need. If it is the end of your practice now, you might like to join with me in the sharing of Namaste. So the choice is yours, whether you would like to pause now the video and to continue now into that place of rest, or to continue on with the rest of your day. So otherwise, if you are sharing your Namaste with me, your hands can come together now. Fingers touching into your heart center and away from you to the world around you. Bowing your head down in the honor of yourself and your practice, working to empower body and mind. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey on the mat. I shall see you next time.